when it comes to men's health, especially sexual health. Most people immediately think of pills, performance enhancers, or clinical treatments. But nature has been offering quiet, powerful support for centuries, often in the form of something as simple and comforting as a cup of tea. Herbal teas might not sound like a bold solution, but don't let their gentleness fool you. Inside each cup lies a blend of bioactive compounds that can nourish the body, improve circulation, reduce stress, and steadily support sexual function in ways that feel natural, sustainable, and deeply connected to the body's rhythms. Our modern lifestyle tends to push the body out of balance. Stress, lack of sleep, processed foods, and hours of screen time can all dampen libido, disrupt hormonal balance, and leave men feeling disconnected from their vitality. But the solution doesn't always have to be extreme. In fact, sometimes the best support comes from slowing down. Brewing a cup of herbal tea isn't just about the ingredients, it's about the ritual. It gives the body a signal to pause, to nourish, to recalibrate. And when the right herbs are chosen, they can do more than calm the mind. They can awaken energy that feels grounded, steady, and deeply masculine. Take, for example, a traditional favorite like ginseng, referred to as nature's performance root. Ginseng isn't a stimulant in the way caffeine is. It doesn't give a quick jolt and crash. Instead, it supports endurance and stamina over time by nourishing the body's energy reserves. It helps increase nitric oxide levels in the blood, which can enhance circulation, an essential component of healthy sexual function. And it supports testosterone production naturally, helping the body find its hormonal balance without synthetic interference. A warm cup of ginseng tea in the morning can be more than just a boosted a way to set the tone for the day with purpose and strength. Another powerful herb, often overlooked in modern conversation, but highly revered in traditional medicine, is maca root. Native to the high Andes of Peru, maca is often consumed in powdered form. But when steeped into tea, it delivers a subtle, earthy flavor and a steady energy boost without jitters. What makes maca remarkable isn't just its reputation as a libido enhancer. The way it supports the entire endocrine system. For men, that means healthier testosterone regulation, more balanced mood, improved sperm quality, and often a rekindled sense of motivation and confidence that goes beyond the bedroom. What sets herbal teas apart from capsules and extracts is their holistic impact. When you drink a tea made with herbs like maca or ginseng, you are not just consuming an active compound, you are re-engaging with the herb in a form that allows your body to digest and absorb it slowly and gently. That slow release supports harmony in the nervous system rather than shock. And that's especially important when it comes to sexual function. Because true sexual vitality doesn't come from tension or stimulation, it comes from relaxation and connection. The best results are seen when the body is calm, nourished, and balanced. That's what makes herbal teas uniquely effective. They help reset that balance day by day, cup by cup. Another powerful ally in this area is Tribulus terrestris, a spiky fruit-bearing plant that's long been used in Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine. While it's most commonly taken in capsule form today, Tribulus can also be steeped into tea. The flavor is bold and slightly bitter, but the benefits are worth it. It has been linked to improved libido, better erectile function, and increased testosterone in men with low levels. It works by signaling the body to produce more luteinizing hormone, which in turn encourages the natural production of testosterone. The result is often a subtle but steady improvement in desire, confidence, and energy, a spike, but a restoration of your baseline vitality. Of course, no conversation about stress, libido, and hormonal balance is complete without mentioning ashwagandha, an adaptogenic herb that has been gaining popularity in the West. And for good reason. Ashwagandha tea has a warm, grounding flavor, and its effects go beyond stress relief. For men, ashwagandha has been shown in studies to boost testosterone, improve sperm quality, and reduce cortisol levels, which are all deeply intertwined with sexual health. Think of it as a nervous system reset. When your stress hormones are high, your libido drops, your motivation suffers, and your body starts conserving energy rather than expressing it. Ashwagandha works not by stimulating, but by restoring your body's stress response to balance, making space for desire and drive to return naturally. What's interesting about these teas is how they also influence mental and emotional states, not just physical ones, because sexual function is never purely mechanical. Confidence, intimacy, and energy are all deeply emotional experiences. Herbs like damiana, for example, have long been used as mood enhancers and aphrodisiacs. Damiana tea has a light, slightly sweet aroma and is often used to reduce anxiety, elevate mood, and stimulate mild euphoria. In traditional Latin American cultures, it's known as a love tonic. It doesn't override your emotions, it elevates them gently, helping reconnect you with a more open, relaxed version of yourself, one who feels rather than forces. What makes these herbal teas powerful is not just what they do individually, but how they work together over time. You might start with one like ginseng for stamina or ashwagandha for stress. But as you build a routine, rotating through different herbs based on your needs, something changes. You begin to feel more in tune with your body. You become more present, more grounded. You don't just chase arousal, you cultivate vitality from the inside out. And all of this happens in a ritual that couldn't be simpler. Heat, water, add herbs. Steep, breathe. Sip, it's not complicated, but it is powerful. Because the act of preparing tea itself sends a message to your nervous system. You're slowing down now. You're reconnecting. You're choosing to nourish instead of numb. And for men in a high-stress world, that act of choosing presence might be the most potent medicine of all. Now, let's go deeper, not just into more herbs, but into why this form of support works so effectively. It's easy to dismiss tea as too simple, too soft, especially when we live in a culture obsessed with fast fixes and high potency. But that's the paradox. Sometimes, what works best? ISNT. What hits you the hardest? S. What stays with you the longest? Herbal teas work with your body, not against it. They support your systems instead of overriding them. And for men dealing with fatigue, stress, or a drop in libido, this is exactly the kind of reset that allows natural strength to return. Let's talk about muropwama, a lesser-known herb often called potency wood. Indigenous to the Amazon, this herb has long been used to boost male sexual desire and performance. In tea form, it has a deep, earthy taste with a slightly bitter tone, and when used regularly, muropwama is said to support erections, mental clarity, and a sense of masculine vitality. But again, it's not just about the chemistry it has. The way this herb signals the body to return to its natural rhythm, instead of forcing function. It nurtures the internal systems that create sexual energy in the first place: blood flow, nerve sensitivity, mood, and hormonal balance. That's what's so fascinating about herbs like these. They don't isolate one problem and attack it. They take a whole-body approach, often restoring multiple systems at once. For example, ginger tea, though widely known for its digestive benefits, it's also a gentle stimulant for circulation and metabolism. In men, improved blood flow directly impacts sexual performance and sensitivity. A warm cup of ginger tea before an evening meal or during winding down time can gently support vascular health, libido, and digestion, all essential for sexual vitality. And if you want to bring in a calming but powerful balancing herb, look no further than holy basil, also known as tulsi. This sacred herb of Ayurveda has been used for thousands of years to promote longevity, reduce stress, and bring emotional clarity. Tulsi tea has a warm, slightly peppery taste with hints of clove and mint. For men under chronic stress, which is practically all of us, tulsi works at the hormonal level, reducing cortisol while also improving insulin sensitivity and metabolic balance. When cortisol is constantly high, testosterone suffers. Libido suffers. Energy crashes. Tulsi doesn't act like a sedative, restores the rhythm. It helps the body find a place of ease again, and from that ease, sexual energy can naturally rise. Now imagine combining this, say Mirapuama in the morning for stimulation and drive, Tulsi at night for calm and hormonal reset. This isn't magic, it's alignment. And alignment is what most men are missing, not more force, not more pills, not more quick tricks. What we really need is a return to our own rhythm. Tea offers that rhythm. It's a slow, steady invitation back to balance. There's also a rising interest in fenugreek tea, a strongly flavored herb often used in cooking but rich in compounds that support testosterone levels and libido. Studies have shown that fenugreek may increase free testosterone levels and enhance arousal in men, especially when consumed regularly. It works by reducing enzymes that convert testosterone into estrogen, helping to preserve hormonal integrity. The flavor can be intense, slightly sweet, nutty, and bitter but blended with cinnamon or licorice root. It becomes more palatable and even enjoyable. The important thing is that it works from the inside out, helping your body produce and preserve the hormones that fuel drive, performance, and vitality. Let's not forget saffron, the most luxurious of all herbs often associated with mood and sensuality. In tea form, saffron brings a warm, slightly floral note, and has been studied for its potential to reduce symptoms of depression, improve mood, and enhance sexual desire and function. While not traditionally masculine in flavor, saffron tea has shown clinical potential to support erectile function and reduce performance anxiety. Sometimes, what holds men back isn't a physical issue, it's a mental block. Saffron helps soften that edge, improve mood, and bring the body and mind into a more receptive, confident space. By now, you might be wondering, do I need all of these? The answer is no, not at once. In fact, the most powerful way to begin using these herbal teas is with intention. Choose one or two based on how you feel. Are you tired and stressed? Try ashwagandha and tulsi. Lacking drive? Consider maca or murapuama. Feeling sluggish in circulation? Try ginseng or ginger. The goal isn't to flood your system with every herb it is, to build a relationship with your body and respond to what it needs. And here's the truth. It's not just about libido. It's about connection to yourself, to your body, to your vitality. A man who takes time to prepare a cup of tea each day is practicing something rare in today's world. He is listening. He's slowing down. He's choosing nourishment over numbness, rhythm over reaction, nature over noise. And when that becomes a habit, everything else starts to shift. That's the deeper gift of herbal teas for men's health. They're not just remedies, they're rituals. They ask you to pause, to feel, to tune in. And through that pause, through that ritual, your body begins to remember what it's capable of. At this point, you might be realizing something. The journey toward better sexual health isn't about chasing high sit. It's about restoring flow. Flow in the body, flow in the nervous system. Flow in the way energy, confidence, and clarity move through your day. And herbal teas are a rare tool that supports all of this at once. They aren't just about performance in the moment, they about building long-term wellness in a way that is deeply masculine and deeply sustainable. Let's dive into another herb that works in this way. Cordyceps. Though technically a fungus rather than a traditional herb, cordyceps has a long history in traditional Chinese medicine as a powerful adaptogen and performance enhancer. Cordyceps tea is earthy and slightly bitter, but it's well worth acquiring the taste. It works on the body's ATP production, essentially helping your cells generate more usable energy. For men, this translates to better physical endurance, improved oxygen utilization, and stronger sexual stamina. It also supports testosterone balance and immune function, both of which are crucial for staying resilient in body and mind. Then there's Cassandra berry, a tart, slightly sour berry, also from traditional Chinese medicine. Cassandra is famous for being a 5-flavor fruit, combining sweet, salty, bitter, pungent, and sour in one complex taste. But what it does in the body is even more impressive. It supports the adrenal glands, protects the liver, and improves mental clarity. In the context of sexual function, Schisandra tea helps by enhancing stress resilience, reducing fatigue, and increasing endurance, especially mental endurance. This is critical because a sharp present mind is a key part of sexual confidence. When you feel mentally foggy, disconnected, or fatigued, libido naturally declines. Schisandra helps you come back to center. We also can't ignore nettle leaf, one of the most underrated teas for men's health. While it's commonly known as a detoxifier and rich source of minerals like iron and calcium, nettle also supports free testosterone levels. It does this by binding to sex hormone-binding globulin, which can otherwise trap testosterone and prevent it from being bioavailable. It also supports the prostate, reducing inflammation and supporting urinary flow, two critical factors for men over 40. When you think about all these herbs, cordyceps for energy, Schisandra for clarity, nettle for testosterone, you start to see a pattern. These teas are not about creating artificial stimulation. They're about strengthening the systems that naturally support sexual function and overall masculine vitality. And that's the point. You're not hacking your body, you're restoring it. Let's add one more to this list. Epimedium, more commonly known as horny goatweed. Despite the playful name, this herb has serious roots in traditional Chinese medicine, where it has been used for centuries to enhance libido and erectile function. The key compound in epimedium, called icariin, is a natural PDE5 inhibitor, similar in function to pharmaceutical options but much milder. It enhances blood flow and supports nitric oxide production, which are essential for arousal and physical performance. Brewed as tea, it has a mild bitterness that can be balanced with cinnamon or mint. And when used consistently, it can help reduce fatigue, support erections, and restore desire without the crash or pressure of fast-acting pills. And that brings us to a critical realization. Consistency is everything. None of these teas are magic bullets, but when used over weeks and months as part of a daily ritual, they create powerful, lasting change. This is slow medicine, deep medicine, the kind that builds not just a moment of pleasure, but a lifetime of strength. Most men are taught to respond to problems with force. If something's not working, push harder. But your body doesn't always need more pressure. Sometimes it needs more presence. Herbal teas teach that. They invite you to listen, to slow down, to recalibrate. And in doing so, they unlock the very energy, drive, and clarity you've been chasing. The process doesn't have to be complicated. Start by building a routine around your needs. Feeling low energy in the mornings? Try cordyceps or ginseng. Need clarity and hormonal balance? Schisandra or ashwagandha in the afternoon. Looking to wind down while supporting testosterone and stress reduction? Reach for nettle or tulsi at night. Think of it like training. You don't lift weights once and expect lifelong strength. You show up day after day and compound small actions into lasting results. This is no different. Your tea becomes your tool, your ritual, your quiet act of reclamation. And while all of this is focused on physical and hormonal support, let's not forget the emotional and relational impact. When you feel more in control of your body, when your energy, focus, and libido align, you show up differently in your relationships. You're more present, more confident, more emotionally available. That's the real transformation herbal teas offer. Not just more stamina, but more connection. Not just better sex, but a better version of you. This isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about reconnecting to what's already there. Your vitality was never lost. It was buried under stress, noise, and neglect. Herbal teas help uncover it again gently, patiently, powerfully. As we close this journey through the world of herbal teas for men's sexual health, it's important to reflect not only on the herbs themselves, but on what they represent. Each root, leaf, berry, or flower we've explored is more than just an ingredient. It's a message from nature, a reminder that strength doesn't always roar, that healing doesn't have to be loud, And that reclaiming your vitality doesn't come from force, but from alignment. So many men today feel like they're running on empty. Not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, hormonally. The pressures are constant. The expectations are high. And in the middle of it all, there's often no space to pause, breathe, or feel connected to your own body. That's where these herbal rituals come in. A simple cup of tea isn't just nourishment, it's an act of rebellion against burnout. It's you saying, I will slow down. I will listen to my body. I will choose balance over burnout, presence over pressure. We've talked about dozens of herbs: ginseng for energy and blood flow, ashwagandha for stress and testosterone, maca for hormonal endurance, cordyceps for cellular power, tulsi for emotional calm, murapwama for libido, nettle for prostate and testosterone, support damiana for mood and arousal, and many more. And while they each have unique benefits, their greatest power is in how they invite you to reconnect to your rhythm, your needs, your vitality. And this connection isn't just physical. When a man begins to feel better in his body, when his hormones are in balance, his stress is under control, and his mind is clear, everything in his life improves. His relationships deepen, his focus sharpens, his confidence returns. He stops chasing energy and begins creating it. He stops reacting and starts responding. His sense of masculinity becomes less about performance and more about presence. That's the real transformation herbal tea offers. It's not about fixing dysfunction. It's about reviving function, awakening what's already within you. When you sip a cup of warm ginseng or maca, you're not only feeding your body, compounds it as if you're refeeding your spirit. You're saying, I choose to feel strong again. I choose to be awake in my own life again. Of course, none of this works without commitment. Herbal tea isn't a miracle cure. It's not a quick fix or a flashy promise. It's slow medicine, gentle medicine, but it works if you show up. The men who see real change are the ones who make it a part of their rhythm. 1 cup in the morning, 1 cup before bed. 1 cup when the stress is heavy or the energy is low or the intimacy feels distant. And if you're still unsure where to start, here's something simple. Choose 1 tea. Just 1. Make it part of your routine. Give it a week, then 2, then a month. And watch what happens. Watch how your energy begins to shift. Watch how your mind becomes clearer, how your stress softens, how your sense of masculinity strengthens, not because you're forcing it, but because you're finally supporting it. There's something deeply masculine about discipline, okay? And choosing to care for yourself with herbs, with natural remedies, with daily intention. That's a discipline that pays off. It's subtle, yes, but it's powerful. And in a world full of synthetic shortcuts, choosing the natural path is one of the boldest moves you can make. Because here's the truth. You are not broken. Your body isn't working against you. It's waiting for you to support it, to nourish it, to believe in it again. And the moment you begin that process, whether it's with ashwagandha or ginseng, tulsi or tribulosue, activate something much greater than libido. You activate life force, and that changes everything. So don't underestimate the small things. A cup of tea, a moment of silence, a decision to invest in yourself. These are not insignificant. These are how the strongest men rebuild. And if you ever wonder whether it's worth it, whether herbal teas can really help you feel more alive, more vibrant, more connected to your body and your partner, just remember this. Nature never rushes, but everything it creates is complete. You are no different. Give yourself the space to grow, the nutrients to thrive, and the rhythm to return. That's how strength is restored. So take the time, brew the tea, sip slowly, and show up for your health, your energy, your relationships, and your future. Because a man who chooses to reconnect with himself doesn't just improve his performance, he changes his life. You deserve to feel strong. You deserve to feel clear. You deserve to feel fully alive. Start with 1 cup.